Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been about 5 or 6 years since I've posted anything, but I wanted to remake my video on how to unlock a 4-digit bike lock. And this is using a new method that I just recently learned and tried out and found it to be very effective. So we're going to get right into it. If you've seen the last video, you'll remember that we start by unlocking these 4-digit bike locks from the left side, because the bar comes out from that side. That is the farthest line it hits. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you the method and how to do it. Basically what you're doing is you're going to keep the number at 0 and you're going to turn the second dial. And what you're doing is you're pulling from this side and you're pulling apart. It doesn't really matter how hard you pull, but just pull decently hard. And what'll happen is you're setting the discs apart and pushing them against the pin that's stuck in there. So you'll be able to feel or hear the effect you're putting on it, and you'll be able to figure out the combination from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume the first number is 0, and we're going to pull apart and go through the numbers. And if we don't get anything, it doesn't feel different, it doesn't sound different, then we move on to the next number. And we do the same thing. Basically, you're either waiting till it feels harder to turn the disc, or you hear an obvious clicking noise that's louder than normal. The key part that you need to remember to do is to pull apart. And so now, as you can see, it gets a lot harder for me to pull this disc, and so I hear click when I go onto this 3. We'll go around and show you it again. It's all silent except for when I land on that 3. So I'm going to assume that the first 2 digits are 33, and then we'll move on to the next one. Now I'm just clicked. It might not be correct, but we'll go ahead and try the 4th digit. Oh, and it opened up on 9. So obviously I showed you I knew the digits beforehand, but now what we're going to do is we're going to change the combination. And you can do that with these locks by turning this dial right here and then just choosing whatever you want. So I'm not going to look for this part. We're just going to mix it up, do whatever, make sure they're all in a straight line, and then we're going to switch this back. Then we stick this in here, turn the dials again, and we reset from the beginning. Now, what's also important to remember is that you should keep all of these discs lined up straight. You shouldn't be having this one in the middle while you're working on these ones. Probably won't make a huge difference, but it's a good thing to do. So we'll start at 0 again, and we'll make our way through the discs. This one's pretty easy. Don't forget to pull really hard. We're just feeling for anything that's slightly more difficult. You'll notice 3 this time is a lot more easy to turn the second disc. Easy. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. We got a click right there, pretty obvious click. It didn't feel harder to turn though. But we heard a click, so we're going to go ahead and try it. This one's a bit harder to turn. If you can't tell if anything's happening, you might not be clicking, you might not be pulling apart hard enough. Now, I'm pretty sure that this one's a 2. If I pull on it harder, it gets harder to turn, and 2 gives a nice good click, so it might be that one. Oh, and there we go. We got it open. So it was 6, 1, 2, 3. So we can go ahead and do it again, just for safe measure, and unlock that, put it in, darn it. Alright, so we'll start at 0, and we'll go ahead and start on the second one. This already feels pretty easy, but that's feeling kind of stiff. Okay. That's very easy. It's probably not 0. Maybe sometimes it's a number closer to it. But that could also mean that it's not 0, it's a 1 or 9, or the second disc is a 0 or 2. Maybe it was the 9. Oh, maybe. That one's harder. That one's a good click. Oh, there we go. There it is again. So if you're having trouble with this, make sure that you pull hard, and if it's not working, pull harder. Now, there are some locks that just don't work for this. I've tried this lock multiple times, and it's pretty old, so I've never gotten it to work with this method. It just kind of depends on the lock that you're using and the method that you're using. There could be something I'm doing wrong with the other lock, but this one seems to work decent with it. You're just paying attention for the sounds or the difficulty it is in turning it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching.